I have not been. I bring this up because here we are eating pizza. I don't know if there's Nick back there. This is a lot of pizza this week, right? Or food this week. Second time. And then there was a lot of there was pizza last week.
Yeah.
Point, I love pizza. But is this idea of crunch and sort of the philosophy, because I got an email today from a journalist saying, hey, do you want to talk about the Rise thing? And didn't even know does anybody know what this is?
So I guess a new game coming from Crytek, launch title for the new Xbox. One of the managers of their Twitter account put a Twitter post saying that they bought like over 11,000 lunches for their dev team. And the response to that has been pretty chaotically bad. It's just everyone's like, oh my god, all the devs never go home to their families and never eat dinner with their families.
So the journalist, he says, oh well, what do you think about that? What do you think about crunch? And do you have to crunch to compete? And I don't fucking know, right? I mean, I think you kind of do. You don't have to crunch like that. The idea of going home, there was a great thing on Polygon Clay, I think, Interactive. Did you see this? Where it was like, oh hey, everybody leaves at 5 or 5:30 and it's balance and all that. I've never worked on a game that's been successful that it's like, it's 5 o'clock, it's quitting time.
Here till like what, 1:15 last night? So I mean that's like the norm for me,
But that's always been the norm for you.
Yeah, I just get my best stuff done at night when it's like, it's not constant like, oh, let's go do this now, go do that now. It's like, boom, I just focus, get in the zone, and just...
Yeah, it's like you don't see it till the end, right? And I think it's okay to crunch if you're making it better and you're excited to, but I mean, towards the end, it's like all the features come together. You may have to crunch because it's like, oh wait, this isn't working, and it's due next Thursday. What are you gonna do? You cut or you put more effort in.
We've gotten into such a funk in games with AAA that everything's got to be spit polished and perfect and grand and epic that I think that you can't cut corners. I saw that one of the Mummy movies clearly had one effect shot that really wasn't done, but they released it with it, and it sticks out like a sore thumb. And I think if you're going to do something like that in a game like Uncharted, or Gears of War, you can't ship that.
But I think your perspective is that of a developer who can call stuff out, let's say the Mummy or other games, but I would say most consumers, can they really tell the difference?
No, you're absolutely right.
In games too, like do people notice stuff?
No, I don't think they care.
Yeah. Look at Grand Theft Auto 3. That game was one of the most visually unappealing games. I mean, that's not true. I mean, it wasn't crap, but compared to what was the big deal at the time, nobody complained because they were entertained by what they were given and what the team focused on. So I do think part of it is we can be our own worst enemies, I guess.
Always make it better. That's the thing about video games. You can always make it better. Only kind of squeeze a team for about 3 weeks before you start getting
diminishing returns.
Diminishing.
If you're abusing it,
you start getting tired and you start making mistakes. And it's better to come in the next day. And many times where I've come in, or I've had a really hard problem that night, and then I come in the next day and I'm like, oh, this is lame.
But you do see a lot of people online saying, oh, it's a management problem, it's a scheduling problem. It's like, well, yes, that is part of it. And sometimes it's all of it, depending on the company that you're at. But a lot of it is not that. A lot of it is you're trying to compete and you get something in and you don't, just like you can't design a game on paper and say, here it is, team, go make this game, I'll see you in 2 years. You also, until you actually start playing it, it's iterative. And so you can stick to your schedule and hit your dates, but once you have what you've got, you almost need a different schedule. Which I will say is why I'm so grateful that the people funding this game is saying, hey, don't even worry right now about your visuals and we're worried about them, but it's like, we want you to find the game, we want you to find the gameplay and the focus. And that's a rare opportunity, so I'm happy we have it. So.